My name is Rabbi Dulitz. I was and am presently retired from being a professor at Yeshiva University in New York City. I was a professor there for 49 years and retired. I had experienced a problem in walking that there seemed to be a pain in my breast area when I would walk long distances. And I was very disturbed at what the problem was. And when I went to my doctor, he told me he had suspicions that I had a very big problem with my heart. And he advised me to see a specialist. Obviously, I went to investigate, and I found out that there were certain doctors who were unusually proficient in my problem, and I would have to come down to Florida. I'd been to Florida before, and I didn't see that to be a big problem, and I went down when I heard of what Dr. Galbut had experienced and how much he had results, and he had unbelievable results, because whereas many other doctors have surgeries and they take on only the easiest cases, he took on any case and was proficient in all of them. And the best proof is that it's been since 1989 and now 2015, and I'm still, thank God, my doctors all tell me that that's not one of my problems. I'm 82, going on 82, and I have the problems of the aged, but that's not one of my problems, thank God. So obviously, he had tremendous results. The main thing that was infused me to come to Florida was the fact that he didn't do the regular problems of transferring. Whenever he did some kind of a bypass, he didn't do it with the veins. And I've read many, many books on that. The veins are very small in comparison to the arteries, the memory arteries. And what he did was with the memory arteries. Since they are larger and much better for his proficiency, the result was you get a better result and longer result. And that's what I was longing for. And that's why I came to him. And everything worked out quite well. And it was a very difficult time. It is a very difficult operation because remember, this is 1989. Way before the new things that have come up since had been discovered. And the result was that I had to do many things that are not done today, because the idea of breaking the rib down is a very, very difficult thing, and it takes a long time to cure. I would say it was a good 6 months before I was myself again. 6 months is a long time. Long time. But you want to live. That is what you long for. Therefore, this is why we do what we do. But of course, today it's much easier, because of the new technologies that have been discovered. I don't know what else it is that I could tell you about. I do know one thing, that many people in my area, in the hospital and outside the hospital, told me that they too were moved by Dr. Galbut's using their memory arteries, because they also realized that it would guarantee them a much better and longer lasting result. And each one of them that spoke with me had the basic same ideas I had concerning that. And the results are there because I'm living proof. Not only did he save my life, but he guaranteed with the operation that the future would bode good for me, because obviously I understand from a lot of these operations there's so many complications that come up again and again and again, and it did not happen in my case. So obviously it is the expertise and the change with the memories which had and did bring a tremendous change. And I'm sure that if I were able to check with other people who had had the opposite operation with the arteries, they would only prove that what I said is the truth. And of course, obviously, one wants to guarantee his truth in order to be able to be living longer and a better life. You don't have to have problems and worries about consequences that might be dire.
What is your secret to living such a long, healthy life?
The secret is Dr. Galbut. There's no doubt about that, because if that had not taken place, I'm sure, God forbid, that there would have been problems, because everyone I spoke with, because now of course it's so long, it's over 20 years, but it's not the 20 years today that counts. What really counts is the time then, in that first year after the operation. You see so many people had this problem and that problem, and after all, you're there with them, and you certainly don't want to waste time. We don't know what's going on. So you ask this and that, and you see that their problems primarily came from the fact that they had the different operational tools. Particularly, I heard from a lot of people that they had the operation and they had to have a subsequent operation because the arteries did not do well for them. And a bypass, in my case, it was a sequential. It was 5 places in the heart area. That's a lot of places. It's not a bypass, a tripass. 5 is a rough thing. And yet, thank God. Obviously, God is the #1. He's the boss. There's no doubt. But even when you have God on your side, He has a messenger down here that has to do the work. That's a fact. No one can argue that point. No intelligent person, that is. And Dr. Galbut is beyond belief the best. And of course, the main thing is the change. I understand that he himself did not do earlier the memories, but obviously I came at the right time. It's as simple as that, because I was able to catch the memory system.